Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you new, welcome. I hope you guys are having a great day and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's hot as heck. Sorry about this. Today I am going to show you how I made my 4th of July blanket. It was a lot of work and but it was fun. I love it. I can't wait to use it with the kids at the 4th of July. But don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, let you know when I post a new video. And I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I made my 4th of July blanket. Today, what you're going to need is a lot of bandanas. Your sewing kit, batting, and pins or clips, whatever you're going to use, and of course your sewing machine. Great. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lay our pattern, as you can see, but let me get you a better look at it. Alright guys, sorry about the room looks. I know it's pretty nasty. Forgive me. Alright, so you want to lay your pattern out, and you notice there's smaller ones on top because you also need to have your pattern for the back side. So I laid out my pattern and then I put the back side ones on top, making sure I had enough. And then what we're going to do next is that we're going to pin our bandanas together in a row. We're going to sew all our bandanas and then we're going to sew them together. All right, so let's get to pinning. While you're pinning, you'll notice that not all the corners are going to meet up. Don't worry about that because you know they're all cut differently. So don't worry about that, okay? And as you can see, Raven loves playing on my bandanas for some reason. But I am going to go ahead and create the stitch or this other side and get that ready to sew too, so I can sew all at once. All right, see you guys in a little bit. All right guys, it's time to sew. So there, I forgot to show you guys, turn the squares upside down when you're pinning, so that the wrong sides are facing out, and pin it. As you can see, I clipped it here on the wrong sides so I can sew them together so when they come apart or when you're done, the right side would be visible, okay? So I forgot to tell you guys, clip or pin your squares, your bandanas, with the wrong sides facing out. All right, so let's get to sewing. So it is time to iron our blanket. right now, the panel is only one side. It's now available to use as a tablecloth. But no, I'm going to use this as a blanket. One side, the other side. So, today we're ironing. As you can tell, I don't have an ironing board. I made up one. If you don't have one, use a table. Put something, padding underneath. And I read online to iron it upside down so it doesn't mess with the pattern on the opposite side. So that's why I'm doing it upside down. All right, so it's ironing day. Alright guys, sorry about this. I feel like my office is getting smaller and smaller. Okay, so now it's time for the batting. Again, put your bandanas facing, bad side facing up, good side facing down. And now we're going to start pinning or clipping your batting on. Again, you don't want the batting on there too thick because it's got to go through the machine. So I'm just doing a single layer. So this is the right length or width that I need, but the length is longer, so I'm going to trim that when I get to that edge. All right, so let's get to pinning. Alright guys, after you've pinned your batting on, excuse me for my throat, it hurts. We're going to just stitch, you're only going to quilt 2 lines. Okay guys, now it's time to sew our two quilting lines. And I'm going to flip it over on the right side so I can see where all the lines are, so I don't have to draw on the back. Alright, so let's get to sewing. Alright guys, once you've done your 2 stitches, next thing you're going to do is you're going to lay your first panel, we're going to call it a panel, first panel with the batting on the back, face it down with the paneling on the back side so that you can see everything on the true colors. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your panel number 2. So you take your second panel and you want to face this one ugly side up. Lay it on top of panel number 1. Now that you have panel 1 with the ugly side facing up on top of panel 2, which has the batting on it, and the batting is on facing away from us, so it's on the bottom. Now you're going to pin all 3 pieces all the way around. All right guys, sorry, it took me a little bit longer to pin, and I didn't want to share how I pinned everything because the timing of the video. So I finally got it pinned, and I apologize, it took me a couple of days. For you guys, probably not. It's a video magic. Anyway, I ended up having low blood pressure, passed out when I stood up. So I'm okay. I'm all right now. I just got to keep hydrating because it's hot as Hades outside. But anyway, now that we're pinned, I kept the section open over there because I'm going to use that to turn it inside or right side out. So let's get to sewing. A quick tip when you're trying to keep an opening open. I'm going to start here at the bottom of the white and go all the way around, and then stop at the top of the white, which I have a clothespin there for my stoppage. All right, so let's get sewing. Guys, once you start sewing, you're going to notice that your batting is going to start shifting around. Don't worry about it, because after you're done sewing around, you're going to trim all the excess off, and at the corners you're going to cut them off. I'll show you why here shortly. Alright guys, this is what I mean by cut the corners. Because when we get that excess off, so it's like a little triangle. So when we fold it in right side out, you'll have crisp corners. All right. Now that we've trimmed our edges, now we're going to fold it from the right side out, and then I'll be back. All right, and this is what I mean by a good crisp corner. Yeah. Now what you're going to do is you're going to line up your opening that you had left open to fold it in right side out, and we're going to sew it back up. And then what I like to do, because since I'm adding a stitch on this side, I decide just to do a border around the whole thing with the stitch, so that way it doesn't look off with one stitch there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this up with the stitch, and then same stitch all the way around until I got a border. And then up to you if you want to, which is best to do, because you can see how easy it is to move your fabric around. So to keep the blanket connected together, I do recommend at least one, maybe two, maybe more, all you want. Quilt some lines just to keep them attached together. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. Just sew and close, and then quilt some lines, and you're done. All right, I'll see you guys when I'm finished. All right, guys, well, there it is, the finished product. And we can't wait to use it on the fireworks. All right, well, if you made it this far, I thank you so very, very much. Again, it was a lot of fun to put together and to break out my sewing machine again. Love working on the sewing machine. But don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should have gone bigger? Should I have gone smaller? You could do either, but I only had what I had available. All right, love you guys. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Mwah.